Lusitania yet?
No.
Okay, Lusitania, boom, there it is. Okay, yes. It'll kind of depend on how long the conga line is. I'm going to stay there until that I serve all the customers that come in today, and I may cut the lecture about 10 or 15 minutes short because I know that as it gets to final paper day, people get really stressed out. So I've been trying to finish about 10 minutes early, and because I know some people are not available at 11 o'clock because they have classes, and so for those who would not be able to come to my normal office hours, I'm going to try and have like a little extra early office hours for people in case that they need to come and have a consultation. So. Yeah.
And where's your office?
It's right over there. I mean, don't jump over the negative space because it'll hurt. But you see the offices over there. The closed part of the building. It's basically right there. If you're to go up this door, turn in, and on the right hand side, a couple doors down, it's 370 something. I can't remember what it is. 373-ish. My name's on the door. I don't remember. It also happens to have your class schedule and your final schedule on it, okay, which is convenient. One last thing I should probably mention, Tuesday is our last meeting because that is our day of our final, right? Tuesday is our last day.
I've heard both. Yeah, we don't need. Tuesday.
Let me check. Let me check and make sure. I believe that usually the 9:30 class meets Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Well, you have to meet at 8 o'clock. That you already know. But it's you usually have to meet early. But let me check. Now you all have got me freaked out. Does it say Tuesday on your
And the last time we talked about it last week, you said it was Thursday. So.
did I? Oh, I'm sorry. It's Tuesday.
Tuesday at 8 a.m.
Tuesday. So what I was saying about Thursday last week, or maybe I wasn't clear. What I was trying to say last week about Thursday was that since yours is before the Tuesday-Thursday classes, the other class meets on Thursday, that I'm letting you turn in things on Thursday. Wasn't clear? I'm sorry. We have to meet on Tuesday. But since the Tuesday-Thursday classes, the other class meets on Thursday, everything you have that's due, I'm accepting on Thursday from you all for the same reason that my Monday, Wednesday, some of them meet on Monday, some meet on Wednesday, but it's not fair that just because one class has to turn in earlier than the other. So
Tuesday's our last day.
Tuesday is your last day, but Thursday is when I accept the finals.
So you turn it into your office?
Yeah.
In the conclave on Thursday too?
Huh? Yes, I'll let you turn the conclave on Thursday as well. That was what I was trying. So I'm sorry if that got confusing, but we meet on Tuesday at 8. Okay.
That's why I no email either on my personal email or my health email.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Just send me an email and I'll email you back then. But also check on e-services and make sure. That's annoying. It's very frustrating. Okay. Did nobody get my email?
No, I didn't. I just sent both of my emails. It's not on either.
Yeah. There's a button that says send.
You know the finger that says
On YouTube.
Yes, because that's never been seen on YouTube. Yeah.
Not by Professor Jahnel.
Until today. Anyway, all right. Well, I'll reach it. Thank you for letting me know. But no, I thought that because I got little confirmation emails from the e-services thing saying that that's great. It only emailed me.
Well, you're the important one, right?
Apparently. So I will go back and resend. But my other classes, everybody told me that they got it. So, but nobody here has gotten the email. Well, okay. Well, at least the entire class is in the same boat. Okay. At 11 o'clock, I'll resend it. But the email, it'll say from the desk of William Jahnel. You all have gotten my emails before, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, so lecture. Okay. So the Lusitania, kaboom. This was a British passenger ship. Germans sink it. We're all pissed off. Over 100 Americans on there. It could have driven us to war, except there was kind of a good excuse for the Germans to attack it. The British, this is a passenger liner, a British passenger liner. but the company was smuggling weapons for the British on the passenger liner using the civilians as a smoke screen, and the Germans knew it, and that's why they blew it up. On the other hand, the Germans could have radioed the ship and told them that to abandon ship, and then in 5 minutes we're going to blow you up, and at least the civilians would survive. And the civilians were innocent. I mean, it's not like some little old lady got on there and said, "Hello, would you hold my howitzer? I'm going to pay shuffleboard." You know, that's not usually the way that it would work. So, but again, this is still, you know, in 1915, we're still not ready to go to war. In fact, we're trying to avoid war as best we can. 1916, the year of Wilson's re-election, he actually runs on the platform, "He kept us out of war." That's considered the big thing. And he wins re-election in 1916 on that slogan. But even as it's going past November 1916, as it's moving into 1917, it's becoming more and more obvious that Germany's attack on ships and our effective economic alliance with the Allies is eventually going to draw us into the war, as much as Wilson doesn't want it. But there are two things that are keeping us from really being involved. One, Germany hasn't attacked us yet, okay? So it's kind of hard to imagine that we're going to do anything if Germany's not going to smack us, okay? Number two, the other thing that really makes it slightly unlikely that we're going to do anything is that Wilson believes in what kind of diplomacy did we say? What was his big thing? No, that was okay. That was Teddy Roosevelt. We said there you know, Teddy Roosevelt had that stability. Taft was dollar diplomacy, and Wilson was what kind of diplomacy? Moral diplomacy. This idea of that we do things for moral reasons. We want to help the countries that are most like us, and all that. And so he sees this, he's even going to phrase it, that this is going to be a war for democracy. And I kind of, in a subset, though never said, it's kind of also because we're anti-socialism, it's kind of also a war for what? Well, yeah, still democracy, yes, that's true. Capitalism, okay? So kind of our political and economic values, we say these are important. Well, it's kind of hard to make a case that we're going to a war for democracy if one of the major allies is Russia, which is still czarist, and which is effectively an autocratic, monarchic kind of government. And so it's kind of hard to say, yes, we are for, except our allies, you know. So this kind of bothered Wilson's moral sensibilities as well. But by early 1917, these impediments are taken away. In 1917, the Russians have first their Republican Revolution, soon followed after by the Bolshevik Revolution, because like Pringles, Russians can't have just one revolution, okay? And so they, you know, and all that. But of course, since they're busy killing each other and reforming their government, as you might guess, they get busy, and so that takes them out of the war. So that's one point down. Second of all, the Germans know that we're going to get involved at some point. They can tell. I mean, they're not dumb, okay? And so they can sense the handwriting on the wall. And in that realpolitik kind of way, in sort of the spirit of Bismarck, if you know that your enemies are about to get a new alliance on their side, what would you probably want to do to counterbalance that?
Get another alliance.
Get another alliance for your side. And who might be a neighbor of the United States that might still be pissed enough at the United States to go to war with the United States if the U.S. enters the war? Mexico. And so they're going to, I know Canada's tempting to say, okay, because we love to blame Canada. Blame Canada, okay. But no. And so the thing is that we were planning to do that. So actually their Secretary of State, their Foreign Secretary is the proper title, for the Germans, Arthur Zimmermann, decides to send a little cablegram. A cablegram that said, all right, let's make a deal. Look, Mexico, if the United States drags us into war, if the United States comes into war on the side of the Allies, we are willing to help arm you, give you tanks, give you bombs, to attack the United States and keep them busy. And if we give you the weapons and you have the people, you could take back the things that you lost during the Mexican-American War. Hell, maybe you might even get back Texas, okay? Although that's kind of hard to imagine because what nobody knew is that Texas by this point clearly had armed itself bigger than actually all the Allied or Axis powers combined, right? You know, it is Texas after all, right? But anyway, sarcasm aside, the point was this Zimmermann telegram was